Casey's Audio Vault.
Raine Maida from Our Lady Peace.
December 9th, 2009.
Casey?
Raine?
How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm sitting here looking at my flight schedule, trying to get out of Toronto today. I don't think it's going to happen. We're in the middle of a blizzard.
Here in Winnipeg, it's not blizzard, but it's minus 37 with the wind chill.
Oh, my God.
It's hard to even step out the door. You just you wish you were dead or in bed.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that saying.
So Our Lady Peace just announced their theater tour. You got April 30th and May 1st, Burton Cummings Theater, a.k.a. The Walker. It will be playing these historic venues, be kind of part of the fun?
Well, you know, the thing about this tour is it's two different nights, and they start off with complete versions of records. So the first night it's Clumsy in its entirety, and then there's an intermission, and then we come back on, and it's kind of a different lighting show, and we just do a full set of other Our Lady Peace songs. Then the next night we start with Spiritual Machines, the whole record, to video and things reminiscent of that record, and then, you know, another intermission, and then come back on and do another full set. And we'll probably be taping the shows as well. So we just really wanted to pick theaters that sound good, and we're bringing in all our own sound and lights and video and stuff. So it just felt like to do those two different nights, we needed to pick, you know, kind of these special places. So you know, we're really excited. It's going to be a lot of work for us to learn those two records, because there's a lot of songs we've actually never even played before off those records. Have
you ever slipped away into the basement or attics of some of these theaters? I imagine there's some weird stuff packed away in the Walker.
Probably. I mean, knowing we'll be there for 2 nights, I'm sure we'll get to explore.
Did you just play Massey Hall last night?
We did, yeah. We played there a few times. That's you know, when you play a place like that, it's hard to play anywhere else. You know, they're just the acoustics and the vibe in those places they're so amazing, you know. And I think as an audience too, you really feel close to the music and the sound. You know, the sound's amazing.
As a young musician, was Massey Hall a place where you thought, oh my God, if I could ever play Massey like Neil Young, that would be it?
You know, kind of, but I mean, growing up in Toronto was always Maple Leaf Gardens for us, for me especially. You know, I saw so many great concerts there, and when we finally got, you know, luckily we got to play that place and sell out the Gardens before it turned into the Air Canada Centre. So that was a big deal. But now knowing the history and having the, you know, we didn't really realize, you know, how great a place Massey was until, you know, a little bit later on. And now that we've played it a few times, yeah, it's just, like, even doing sound check there without the PA on, you know, it's just designed to project sound, because it didn't have PAs back in the day. It's pretty sick. And you know, that there's a Neil Young record there that came out a couple of years ago live at Massey Hall, and it's just, I think I listen to it once a week.
Well, with doing Clumsy and Spiritual Machines, was there any debate within the band which two albums deserved to be put in the spotlight? I
mean, there was a little, you know, there were definitely, I think, and it might have been a selfish thing, we all really wanted to play Naveed. You know, we wanted to do that record, and then we, you know, because we couldn't decide amongst the four of us, we took a poll on our websites, and Clumsy and Spiritual Machines came up, and we kind of agree. You know, I think that's a good way to start this thing, and next time, if it goes well and people want to hear other records, then we'll, you know, I think Naveed will definitely be the next one we do. But, and, you know, it's going to be a lot of work for us, so I think we play a lot of songs off Clumsy anyway, so I definitely know half the record.
Have the rehearsals began just to get the key?
No, not yet.
No?
Not yet. Everyone's decided to go work on their own a little bit before we get together.
So do you figure you know like half of the songs off the top of your head from each album?
Definitely from Clumsy. I mean, every night I don't know many nights when we haven't played, you know, Superman and Clumsy and 4 a.m. and Automatic Flowers. So, you know, at least 4 or 5 of those songs are pretty much there. But there's a few that we've never actually played at all. So that'll be interesting.
Was the band in like two pretty different places when Clumsy as opposed to Spiritual Machines came out?
Definitely hugely different records. You know, I think Spiritual Machines was much more of a concept record, and there's a sound to it, and you know, there's a bunch of talking pieces between songs by the guy that wrote the book, The Age of Spiritual Machines, this crazy guy named Ray Kurzweil. But we're, you know, the cool thing is we're going to integrate all that stuff into the Spiritual Machine set as well. You'll hear his voice and see video of all that stuff. So it'll be pretty exciting. I mean, we're really pumped to do this, and we just felt like we needed to do something different for Canada. We've been touring the U.S. since July, and we were talking about a Canadian tour. We just wanted something really special, so I think we got it.
So the new album Burn Burn was produced at your home studio in LA. What was that like, having your lifelong buddies in Our Lady Peace under the same roof as your wife and 3 little kids? Was it harmonious or like a bad Thanksgiving dinner?
No, it was amazing, and we did pick some times when Chantal was working on her record or they were gone. So, it was kind of like getting back to the beginning for us. It really reminded me of like before we had a record deal and we were in, Mississauga outside of Toronto in this little warehouse, writing songs that we didn't even know if we get signed, and it just felt like 4 guys trusting their instincts without anybody else around. That was the biggest thing for this record, is just, not that we'll never work with an outside producer again, but, not having someone in there, excuse me, to say yes or no. It was just up to us. It was a big deal.
In the past, you felt a little constricted by a producer or a label even?
I mean, not to a crazy extent, but the last record we did, the Healthy and Paranoid Times of Bob Rock, it got out of control. Like way too many songs, too many. We recorded in L.A. and Malibu and Los Angeles and Toronto. It just got out of control. It just felt like we lost focus of that record somewhere along the way, and so I think this time we just decided, let's do this on our own. Let's do it. We all lived together, ate breakfast together. We walk into the studio together. It was a total brotherhood again, and I think that really, there's a sound in this record. It really shows.
The kids scampering around while you're recording too?
Sometimes, I think, we definitely tried to keep it really kind of closed, and so my studio's, it's part of the house, but it's its own separate thing. So there's a door that we can lock, and it's just the 4 of us.
What's your Christmas going to be like this year?
Sorry, I might be dead by the sounds of it. It's going to be chill. We played shows last year around Christmas, and then we did a New Year's show. And this time we decided to. We've been going really hard since July. So we have another show in Chicago next week, and then we're going to call it for a couple weeks, and then get back together in the studio in January. So, and then we got to rehearse for this tour. So it's going to be busy in the new year.
Are you going to be home in L.A. for the holidays, or are you visiting family in Ontario and Manitoba? Are you all over the place?
Well, you know what? I'm in Toronto right now, and we've been here for a while. So and Chantal's folks she played Lassie Hall last night, so her parents have been here, and, so we've kind of done the family thing already, so we're just going to go back to L.A. and take it easy for a couple of weeks.
Are the kids asking for anything specific this year?
My oldest son, Rowan, is 5. I don't know. I don't know why Chantal let him do this, but he's been playing Brick Breaker on her phone, and now so video games have turned into this animal for him. But he's going to be disappointed because it's not happening.
Do they?
Not at 5, man. Come on.
How about a drum kit?
They already have all that stuff. They have. I mean, our studio is an open thing. They have access to everything in there. So my other son Luca got up and sang a song with Chantal last night. He's only 4, in front of 2,500 people at Massey Hall.
Wow.
Amazing.
Well, we had Care Failure from Die Mannequin on the Rock Report a couple weeks ago, and she mentioned doing a writing session with you and Chantal. Is that something that you like to do or do often?
With people like Care, yeah. She's incredible. She is one of my favorite artists right now. She's amazing. We're pretty picky about, our time's pretty valuable because we have our own things going on. So, yeah, we're pretty picky about the people we work with, but Care was just truly blew me away. She's one of the most talented artists that I've worked with in a long, long time, and I think she's got a really bright future.
Did it feel like you were in a teaching role, or is it more of like a collaboration?
I mean, she was teaching us. She just Cara just stands up with her Les Paul, and she's like James Hetfield, man. She just how many riffs do you want to hear? She just brings it, and so it's not teaching. It's just collaborating. I think it was good for her to get outside of herself and just find people that would push her. I think in that instance, when I'm producing or writing, my job is to just, help people push themselves farther than they thought they could go, and just see a song in different lights or production-wise, take it to different places. And then they decide, if they dig it or not.
After years of writing songs, do you think there's a science as well as an art to it?
I really don't. I mean, I think you can treat it like that, but I think anytime I ever have, it sucks. The best songs are ones that just kind of flow out of you, and you take care of it and you make sure that you develop it the way as a songwriter that you're supposed to. But yeah, if anything's contrived, it never works. And I think that's what we really realized on the Our Lady Peace record was if anything felt forced when we were making it, and we really recorded this new record live off the floor, so if we were all standing there playing a song and it just, felt like we were trying too hard, we just scrapped it. The only songs that made the record were the ones that really came easy and just felt like, yeah, we can play this song forever. And that was the kind of the MO for the record. So there was a lot of ideas that, I think on previous records we would have just pounded into the ground and made sure they turned into a song because we didn't want to quit on it, where I just don't believe in that anymore. It's not supposed to be like that. A song really is just supposed to be an extension of you, and if you have to force it or contrive it, then you're just going down the wrong path.
You're hitting 40 next year. Is that a milestone you're looking forward to celebrating?
I really don't think about it. I think one thing I have learned with getting older and maturing is, even with Our Lady Peace, you start to realize the time and effort you've put into developing something and the friendships you've made and the fans and stuff. I think what you realize is a maturity and an acceptance for things and getting older, and I guess it ends up being wisdom, but you just start to appreciate those things more. And so I think that really ties into this tour and the way we did the record and the way we feel about the band again, because there was definitely some time on the last record where I think everyone thought, like, is this worth it anymore, But definitely come full circle to where we're getting older, and at some point in a band's career, the hardest thing to do is really stay together, and I think so. We're all at that age now where we're really taking care of what we have, and we also have ownership back of everything, all our masters and stuff, so that's a big deal as well. It's everything we do now, we have complete control over, and we haven't had that, since we signed the record deal in the Veed, so everyone's in a really great place right now.
It sounds like you just kind of roll with the times, but are there any projects in the back of your mind that you want to get to after the Our Lady Peace tour?
I mean, I have another solo record written. I just got to find some time to record it, and we've been developing a bunch of artists over the last few years that, hopefully in the next little while they'll start coming out. And this girl, Billy the Kid from Vancouver, we've done an EP so far. We have a record pretty much done, so I'll finish that in the new year as well. And it's just busy, and this tour coming up, it's like seriously trying to learn those two records front to back. It's going to take some time, It'll be interesting to see how fast it takes us to learn those two records completely.
Well, Power 97 presenting Our Lady Peace April 30th and May 1st at Burton Cummings Theater. Raine, thanks for coming on the Rock Report.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.